Hey everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you're having an awesome day. Back with more Transformers, this time more Legacy Evolution goodness. And for me, this is a first because this is an Armada figure, Transformers Armada. I'm familiar with the series. By that point, I wasn't really into Transformers, at least at that point in time. I'm mainly a G1 guy. So when these show and these toys were out, I wasn't really collecting Transformers at that point. So I kind of missed out. And now that I'm older and I'm able to appreciate the different Transformer series, when I saw this, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get this. So this is what I love about the newer series of Legacy Evolution or just Hasbro in general. They're choosing to go all these different directions, and it's awesome because it gives guys like me who are generally in quotation marks G1 guys the opportunity to get into figures like this, right? This I've never had Armada Optimus Prime, and he looks awesome. He looks pretty cool. So I figure why not? Let me give it a chance. And just right there in the box, Legacy Evolution. Here is Optimus transforming. Of course, that's Optimus himself. And again, here he is in truck mode. Here on the back, this thing looks like an absolute unit. I guess this is his bigger combined mode with his truck. And here's the actual smaller or Optimus mode, as I want to call it. You do get a matrix, of course, of leadership, like you do with most Optimus, and it shows you here what it looks like in his truck mode, and then I guess we have this base mode as well. But as I said, pretty excited to get into this and show you guys what Optimus Prime here, at least the Armada version, is all right, guys. So just wanted to show you this. The box is a pretty good size. He comes in vehicle mode, so when I took him out, I was like, okay, here's the instructions. Great. Man, this must be a pretty huge box. But if you look inside here on the side, it's hollow. So I'm assuming they did this to be able to protect the figure maybe during shipping. But once what you do get in the box is you pull this out, and there is Armada Optimus in all his glory in vehicle mode. So I'm gonna take this out, play with it, but just got a chuckle of all this empty space in the box. Nonetheless, the figure looks to be in good shape there. All right, guys. So here we are back with Optimus Prime here from the Armada universe. I'm loving this thing. I love how chunky this trailer, how huge it is, how imposing. Love, how it rolls. This is something I could definitely see myself playing a lot with when I was younger, and even now, it's like it's so cool to just have this here. For some reason, I'm enjoying this vehicle mode much more than I actually enjoyed my the other Optimus Primes that I have in my collection, and I have a whole bunch. But this one's just, man, hitting it right out of the park. It comes in vehicle mode right out of the box. You do need to transform the trailer to get it to be in this mode, and essentially add this part here that looks like a bunch of cannons. And there's the gun here comes separately, and I mean, I call it a gun. This thing's a bazooka. It's huge. It's imposing. All black, but some awesome detailing there on the weapon. So certainly very happy so far with this figure. Part of the other pieces that come with this figure is these parts here, which are the exhaust pipes for the vehicle mode, and then also become the guns in Optimus mode, but I'm going to call it Optimus mode. They come off, they come separate. You can also attach them here to the guns if you wanted to per the instructions, so you can do something like that on either side. I myself won't be doing that. I'll probably use the gun more in robot mode, so you can hold it in his hands. But as you can see, it also fits really well. There's a nice port here on the roof to attach the gun. But man, I love this gimmick. Usually for my other Optimus Prime figures that I have, I get the trailer, I open it, I see what's inside, and it's really cool. Some come with roller, some come with no roller, but some have little details inside. But just the fact that I think for Armada, this big chunky toy with like these tank threads, and it's got wheels and it rolls and it feels really nice in the hand. This big chunk of plastic. It you do get some stands here, so you can put the foot here, so it could hold it in place, and you get obviously one on each side. So that way, if you want to stand it up without it being held by the trailer, you can do that. The trailer itself, again, man, like usually I love the vehicle modes on most of my Transformers, but this one just for some reason stands out. Again, just how huge it is, unapologetic, just kind of just there. The wheels do roll, which is really nice. Again, sticking very close to the Optimus with the red and gray and blue, but you got some gold accents here, which are part of the larger combined mode, as I call it. You can see some of the hands here in the vehicle mode. Doesn't really bother me too much, but again, it's something that should be noted. But man, this vehicle mode is just great. And again, you can attach the trailer via this section here. So, there's a little, it doesn't necessarily plug in, it kind of just sits in place. But once it's in, and yeah, if you play with your figures like I am currently, this is definitely an awesome figure to have in a vehicle mode. Now, as I said, the trailer part can transform into, like, I think they have a little bit of a separate base mode. I don't really play with base modes too much, but what I do appreciate, and you'll see this later on when I attempt to transform this is actually part of the larger mode, which I think for me goes a long way, right? Because again, when you usually get Optimus Prime figures, they're awesome, but once you transform Optimus into his robot mode, the trailer just kind of sits off to the side and boom, it goes away, which this one does kind of do. But you also then have the option of using this huge ass trailer to make him part of this larger Optimus robot. And if I'm not getting the naming right, it's because I'm not too familiar with Armada, but man, this figure is just awesome. So first thing I will try and do is attempt to transform Optimus here by himself. The instructions that come with him do sort of go over all the different modes, the weapons, how to attach things. They are pretty involved. When you get him in the box, he is in a bit of a trailer mode, but you have to move some things around to get him into the proper mode. But yeah, nonetheless, I am very, very impressed by how this guy came out. So yeah, vehicle mode really cool. Usually the hands here just hanging out would bother me, but in all honesty, because they get covered up by the humongous trailer here, doesn't really bother me too much. But the vehicle mode, awesome, awesome, awesome figure. I'm going to try and attempt to transform this into Optimus. It's been a while since I've actually looked at the instructions, but I'm gonna try and give it a go here. So from what I do recall is there's this chest piece here that you pull out. Well, that'll come off in robot mode. You'll see it. But he's got a matrix chamber with a little matrix figure, a little matrix here that's a little hard to get out if you got big fat fingers like me. But there you go. But again, that's really cool that they were able to integrate that into the mode. But essentially, you wanna this whole section here kind of folds in. So the first thing we'll do is these shoulders, sorry, I call them shoulders because they're going to be part of the shoulders, but here the lights on the left and the right, slightly get a fingernail in there if you can, and then pull them out off to the sides. So it looks something like that. Same thing here. So you're gonna get this finger in there to get it out, and you're gonna fold them out so they flare out. And now that should let you then pull this whole section of the trailer all the way down this way. And you start to see the awesome face there. So you're gonna put this chest down, fold it in to the front like that. And then you're gonna take that and it's going to fold in place down this way, and it tabs in. Really cool. Next thing to do is the hands here. Essentially, they're folded in. You could see them. So just pull them out slightly like that. And there you kind of have the hands already in place. And then essentially you're going to take these sections here and you're going to move them out to the side. So like this. So not all the way down like that. You're going to angle them so that they sit like that. And then same thing here, you're going to push this out and then pivot it down so that it sits somewhat like that. Sorry for the angle there. And yeah, pretty much you now have his arms. It's a pretty simple transformation, but I mean, I like it. You know, it's really cool. The back here kind of stays all the same. This is going to become the chess mode in the larger Optimus mode. And then the next thing to do is to essentially, you can undo these feet here, the legs essentially. So I'm trying to see if I could remember this. So just separate them slightly, not too much. Take these wheels and rotate them. So they were like this. They were tabbed into here. You'll see there was a tab. Untab them and turn them all the way around. And they sit something like that. Same thing here. Take this, rotate it. And they just kind of sit right here at a slight angle. They don't sit straight. And then take these skirts, pull them out, and then same thing here. You're gonna take this and undo the back skirt here just for a second. So you're gonna get this and you're gonna pull out, and that you'll see the feet essentially in this mode anyway. So you do that. So it looks something like that, and then you just kind of fold this back down. It'll tab in into the hand, the gold part right there. It'll tab into there, and it just sits like that. So then same thing here. You're gonna take that, pull it up, take this, and then it tabs right back in. And then that's pretty much it. Usually the skirt back here, you have to tab back in to the section here. So just tab it back in like that. And, you know, then you can separate the legs. So, and then these hip skirts kind of just go hanging off to the side. And that's pretty much it, guys. Very simple transformation. But let me move the camera back a bit so you can get a better look. All right, so to give you guys a better look of the robot mode, this thing looks just as awesome in this mode. Reminds me a lot of a mech or a Gundam, I guess, for lack of a better term, but still retaining that Transformers sort of aesthetic. Obviously, the red and blue Optimus Prime. And I'm really, really liking this figure. Is again, big and imposing, I think is should be the title that accompanies this guy. It's really, really well done. As I showed you earlier when I was trying to transform this guy, he has a matrix chamber with a matrix here. Again, I can show you that. It's transparent plastic, so when you put it in, it kind of does shine a bit red, if you could see it there. And this closes and opens. The head, again, Optimus Prime, you can't mistake that. He can't really look down. He can look up slightly, and you can turn the head fully around if you wanted to. But again, really cool detailing there. The head, Armada Optimus Prime, is just awesome. The arms here, you can rotate them, move them out. I think for such a big, chunky figure, he has some nice articulation. The only thing that's not articulated here are the fingers or anything. The fists, you can maneuver them around. They do turn there if you needed to. So that's really cool. Then here, same thing on this other arm, the wheels. I love these chunky wheels that still move. The waist, mine doesn't really rotate, and I don't think it's supposed to, so I won't mess with it too much. But nice ratchets there on the feet in this mode, and same thing with the knees, almost 90. He can kick up. If you don't do this skirt in the back, he can then kick back that much. So really cool, and you can always opt to move the skirt all the way up if you wanted to. I just think it looks, he's always looked better to me with this blue piece hanging out in the back, although it does limit the articulation and the posing. The feet here, again, no complaints. You know, what's there works. You've got your ankle tilt. The feet do not turn here, but they do turn up here at the thigh. And you know, you can put this guy, again, for such a nice big chunky robot mode. You know, I think he can hit some good poses there. So really cool. I love the homage, as they call it, the red, the blue to Optimus. But they kind of took that design, and for me, I think the Armada Optimus Prime is pretty cool. Love the red, blue. The blue is really nice and vibrant. The gold, not necessarily a detail I would associate with Optimus Prime here, but again, it's nicely well painted. So I think they've done an awesome job. And overall, he is very sturdy. He can stand, no issues. The only issue I had, and I think this is just my copy, is this set of wheels back here. This section that rotates right out of the box, it looks like it's a little bent, so it's not straight like this one here. Like this one, once you put it in place here, it kind of just sits, no issue. This one right here kind of doesn't like to sit there, kind of just tends to move around a lot. But that's a minor thing. I think I'm enjoying this robot mode so much. I think it's really cool. And of course, you can take this giant gun cannon from the trailer mode, and you can attach it here. And there we go. And he can hold this gun. He can, I mean, that thing's humongous. I think I love, again, everything just ridiculously huge on this guy. But he looks the part. He's awesome. Probably one of my favorite Optimus Primes. And this is coming from a guy who grew up with G1 here. And this is a really, really cool figure here. But the other, I guess, gimmick or transformation other than vehicle mode and robot mode that this guy has, and I'm pretty sure he has an official name, you can essentially then take the trailer and make a bigger Optimus Prime. I'm sure he has a specific name, but I will attempt to do that now. It may take me a while, so if you hang in there, I'll try and figure it out. But essentially, we are going to kind of go back into the robot mode here. But we're going to take this, undo this front portion here for now. We're going to then undo these parts here. The shoulders, again, you're going to pivot them up so that they, again, go back to how they were in that vehicle mode prior to transformation. You're gonna, again, pivot them up so that they stick like that for now. You just leave them like that. The main thing on this guy is that these are going to become his hands. So we're gonna open these up here, open this up all the way like that. You're going to take the foot here, you can fold it in. You're just gonna rotate it all the way around. And you'll see that the foot kind of just, the hand now started sticking out. Take this, the tip of the foot, fold it back so that it sits like that, so it's not in the way. And then take this, and this should close nice and easy into there. So again, same thing here. Open this up, take this, and Make sure you fold that so that it can, if you have any issues with clearance, fold it in like that so that it can clear turning. And then turn it around when you're back here. Just make sure you just like to do that. Then take this and again lock it into place. Pretty cool. Then the next step is sort of undoing this back skirt, and you'll see here that these two sections can pretty much separate. And the way this works is you're like this, and you're gonna take these sections and split them around like so. And then take these and out this way they go. Right, and you start to see there's the awesome head from that other robot mode. So for now, you know, we can leave this like that. Then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pull the head here out. So we're gonna take this here. And pull the head out. So it's gonna, and this is gonna sit in here. You just have to make sure it sits even like that. So you start to get an idea. And then here you can mess with the head here and take these gold sections and just flare them out to give them these nice giant wings there. Then you can leave this down. You're gonna take these and you're gonna fold the hands like that. It's gonna tab into here like so. And then same thing here. We're gonna then take this and, you know, just make sure it's something like that. I don't know if you can see that. And then again, little tab in here. All right, guys, so we're almost done down here with the upper part. So the last thing to do is make sure these sections are out, and then take this whole section that was the front of the truck and make sure that is sitting like that. And then you're kind of there in his robot mode. You can leave this like these, or if you would like to, what I like to do is bring them in closer. I think it slims his waist down a bit. The instructions do say to put these out. I prefer to put them in like this. The next thing, and we'll see if I get this in one shot without breaking anything, is the trailer here becomes the lower portion. So again, you take, if you have these down, take these, make sure they're in there for now. Next thing to do is to start to separate this whole section here. So this little cannon part here is tabbed in here, so you can slightly, very slightly push these off. Right, so just do that really small, subtle. Take that off, and then start here. Take this section off, untab it. This other section here off, untab it, and then it untabs here as well. So then you're kind of done at that point. Then that should give you a bit of a easier way of pulling this away. So just pull it out, and then it kind of, you end up with something that looks like this. So for now, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna take this for now, put it like that. Same thing with this section, just so that doesn't get in the way. These sections here are going to become the legs. So what we want to do here is essentially come back here, this part with the, you know, the stands for the truck mode. You're gonna sort of take them out, and you're going to then essentially swing this this way into here. So what we want to do is undo this, and then you'll see it swings into place here. And then you take this and you lock it. That's like a lock in place. You take this section and you put it back. This is again for the feet to give them more stability. And then you take these black sections here and pull them out. And then you start to see how the feet are going to take shape here. Then you take this section, fold it in, tab it in. So again, similarly here, you're going to take this section all the way back like that. And then you're going to take this, undo it, and make sure that this is out. And then swing it in and lock it in place. Pull the foot out. And then the last thing you do is take this and it tabs in there. And there you go. Now you have essentially the feet here. So a couple of more things to do here. We got to swing this around. So, all right, guys. So we got the legs together. Next is trying to make sense of this whole waist situation here. This red section was laying down like this, so we're going to put it towards you. As well, this was like this, so you're going to take this, spin it around, and just leave it like that up for now. Make this red part here. You're going to take this big chunk of with the threads and just turn it fully around, so it sits like that. And then you're going to spin this around with this back section out of the way, so you're going to look something like that. Now, we're almost there. Now you can take this hip skirt section and just pretty much fold it all the way down. All right, guys, so next thing to do, vehicle mode. So the upper part of the body is now going to go here. So you have something that looks somewhat like this. You can move this out of the way. So you've got something like that. As I said, the upper portion of the robot mode is going to sit something like this. And this whole section is going to slide back here. These two gray sections that are on they're spring loaded are going to sit right here. So you're going to do something like this. You're going to take this, slide it into place. Once you're in, take this and you're going to make sure you can, I don't know if you saw that, but essentially I usually like to push these in, and when you do that, it'll lock it in, and then you take this red section and boom, you pull it up. One more thing to do is, obviously you could see the upper portion here. This red section here has tabs that go into there. So you're going to take this and just make sure they're tabbed in, and then you can take that and make it sit like that. And we're pretty much done at that point. The back here, the instructions do want you to put it in such a way that is kind of just hanging at an angle. What I like to do is essentially so that it's not sort of hanging like a skirt. I just usually fold these in and take this and fold it like this. Now I know this gives him a bit of a backpack, but this guy is stable enough that that backpack won't weigh him down. Again, it's a pretty big backpack if you do it this way, but I prefer rather this way rather than having it, again, like in robot mode, they want you to have the skirt sort of hanging down pretty much there. So in this case, for me, in my opinion anyway, it's cleaner for me to just have it sort of hanging there like that. So bit of a backpack, but yeah, so that's a transformation. All right, so here we are in robot mode. As I said, I did a bit of a transformation here, so it leaves him with this big backpack rather than having this whole thing hanging down at an angle as the instructions tell you. This guy's pretty sturdy. He reminds me of a giant Power Ranger, like a Power Sword, if you're familiar with the shows, but a lot more versatile. Yeah, he is a bit boxy looking, but I think this thing's just so, again, this is the theme with this guy is so imposing. A nice big chunk of hefty plastic there. He can, of course, hold his gun. And the cool thing here is that in this mode, his hands, they can move. They are, you can rotate them, but as you guys can see there, the fingers do open, so he can have an extended palm there. So really cool nonetheless. He can move his hands out. Again, pretty cool for a bot this big. I want to say that he is pretty poseable. He can kick forward, the knee bend, some nice strong ratchets, back this way, and again, for such a big, chunky robot, he stands in place really, really well. Just trying to get him there in a cool pose there, and you'll have to play around with some of the joints, but man, this thing is like really, really cool in my opinion. And then you can, place the skirts back on. But yeah, wow, this thing is awesome. And normally I don't like this much kibble in the back. But again, this thing's such an absolute unit that it kind of fits him to a T. And, what I appreciate more about this Optimus more than others is the fact that it makes use of the truck mode, right? The gimmick, right? Usually in G1, the truck kind of disappeared and went off, or sometimes you had roller inside, or in some cases for the toys, it was some kind of medical bay or weapons bay. In this case, I like that the Armada design kind of integrated. They said, hey, let's give this giant trailer a cool reason for being, at least in my opinion, and we get this. As far as the figure itself, in this mode, I don't really have any complaints. Maybe a bit of a nitpick here in this case because of this huge backpack. If you do the official transformation, you'll have like a bit of a skirt in the back, but again, I prefer it this way. But what's there is it's really cool. Again, the blue, the gold's really well done. The red Autobot insignia here, the head again, pretty cool there. Just trying to show you a bit closer of the head. He's got the articulated fingers. Yeah, I mean, really cool. Nothing much else to say. I'm actually surprisingly really, really happy with this guy. Again, as I said, I'm more of a G1 person. So I grew up with the 80s toys, the movie. So those are obviously my preferred figures, but I'm very happy that I now have this sort of added to the collection here. Yeah, so we're gonna do, I guess, some comparisons in this mode so you get an idea of how big this guy is, and then we'll probably close the video out. Okay, so I'm gonna try or attempt to get this guy on camera to show you some of the size comparisons. There he is standing, looking all badass in that mode. So I guess to start us off, here he is next to Studio Series Grimlock, where this guy was one of my bigger ones. I guess, again, whole different scale, but again, just want to show you the size difference of how massive this guy is. He's pretty up there with something like Siege Jetfire. So Siege Jetfire is obviously slightly bigger, slightly taller from what you can see there. But this guy's not so much behind. So if you like your robots nice and tall and big and boxy, I think he's definitely the one. So we'll move these two out of the way, but they look really cool together. And then another big one here is the Legacy Menasor. Menasor is much bigger, of course. This guy here does have some add-ons, third-party add-ons that give him some feet, and the thighs are a little bigger. So he does have a bit of extra height. But Menasor is taller than this figure, so you guys could see there. But again, this thing's like so... it's got great presence regardless. So it looks really, really cool. And then the last one I wanted to show was MP44. So this is Masterpiece Optimus Prime, the latest version. And again, we're going to try to stand this guy up straight. See if we can get a bit of a comparison here. There you go. And as you could see, much bigger figure. Again, this is just Optimus Prime Masterpiece, so a whole different line, whole different scale. I just want to show that sort of what that looks like, but really cool. Nonetheless, I am extremely, extremely impressed with this figure. Really cool figure. Okay, guys, so in closing, I am extremely, extremely happy with this figure. Actually, never thought I would like an Armada figure that much. As I said, I am not too familiar with the show itself. Of course, I love all Transformers, and this one for me just hit it right out of the park. Again, for such a big robot with the articulation it has, the gimmick that they make use of the trailer, which again lifted directly straight out of the cartoon, and it's done in such a very accurate way. It's really awesome. Again, he looks great. He is very poseable. You guys could see him standing there. So overall, I would say if you are a Transformers fan and you like all things robot and Autobots and Optimus Prime, I would definitely look to add this one to the collection. As we close here in Optimus Prime mode, I figure I'd put him next to other Optimus, or at least in this case, Orion Pax, right? If I'm remembering that correctly. So just want to show that he looks pretty small. Here he is next to the Siege Optimus Prime with the animation colors. Pretty similar in size. The Armada Prime in this mode is a little smaller, but I think he makes up with how chunky a hefter they are. But you know what? They look pretty great together. And then just lastly here to show off the Earthrise mold. I do have a couple other Optimus Primes, but to me, these look really cool. Now, I'm kind of, I guess, a bit conflicted into how will I display this guy in my collection. Do I display him like this in what I'm going to call his Optimus mode, or do I want to display him in the larger Power Optimus Prime mode, whatever it's called? I'm sorry that I don't know the exact name, but both modes, I'm conflicted. They both look awesome. And then to boot, as I showed you earlier, the vehicle mode is great. So it's very rare to me that I find all three modes being conflicted between what way to display them. I'm thinking, initially at one point I was thinking of buying two of these, but I don't know if I want to do that, so I could have one in this mode and one in the bigger mode. But as you guys could see, this guy looks great. Anyway, I think I've gushed enough about this toy, this piece of plastic that it's making me just stare at him. Pretty cool figure nonetheless. But anyway, if you made it to the end, you made it through that fumbling of a transformation, thank you so much for all your time. I really appreciate you spending it watching this video. If I missed anything, please highlight it. Please let me know. Please correct me. Obviously, I'm not an Armada. I don't know much about it, but I certainly recommend it for anyone out there. Watch the show, read the comics. There were some, I think, IDW comics or Dreamwave comics of Armada. But because this figure just, man, it made me a fan. Definitely made me a fan, and he looks great with the other Optimus Prime there. But anyway, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will catch you next time.